It's a cold night in Vancouver. I'm Johnny Millennium. This is Victor Lucas. We're back together again, and tonight we saw Annihilation, starring Natalie Portman and Oscar Isaac. I'm just going to put it to you. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad to see you again.
It's great to be doing this. It's been too long.
Great to be doing this. People have been asking us, where are you guys? Well, Vic's been away. You know, we've been busy. We're back together.
Yep.
Film season is officially kicked back up.
Yep.
Can you describe its form?
No.
Start from the beginning.
Which led us to this movie, Annihilation. What did you think of this?
My mind was blown. This was another one of these movies, kind of like Mother, and it was a lot like Arrival, you know.
It reminded me of that as well, big time.
Yeah, where you've got some weird, you know, metaphysical, I don't want to ruin anything, we're not going to spoil anything, but there's this weird sort of presence, this weird thing that's happened.
An event, yes.
An event, and it's calling all these scientists to kind of go in and explore, and Natalie Portman plays this biologist who has you know, a lot of questions because she's directly affected by the outcome of this giant event.
Right, because her husband, Oscar Isaac, is involved as well, and that's all we'll say. The one thing I was surprised that you're telling me about, this is going to Netflix in like a week and a half to 2 weeks.
Well, it's internationally, and I think what's happened is Paramount and Netflix have been going back and forth about how to release this movie. It is a mind trip of a movie. Like, it is not something you're just going to sit there comfortably and just watch. Like, it is going to shake you up.
Yeah.
I don't know how it can't. There's an ambiguity about this movie, which is marvelous. You know, and a little bit like Ex Machina. Alex Garland, who's the writer-director here, did Ex Machina.
And he brought, you know, Oscar Isaac back again for this. He really liked this. I gotta say, this really reminded me, like we're kids of the 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Reminded me of Altered States, you know? That insanity, that crazy metaphysical stuff going on.
Yes.
And I wanna say, I loved this film.
Yeah.
But I hated it and what it did to my anxiety.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the theater, and I'm not kidding you. I was a bucket of nerves watching this movie from beginning to end. It's a journey into something that is unexpected.
It's incredibly dark, and there are no punches pulled, and there's some really grotesque scenes in this thing.
Yeah.
There's a horror element, and I have to think that, you know, Alex Garland's a savvy guy. I think he's a big fan of the video game space. He has got to have been paying attention to things like The Last of Us.
The soundtrack alone was like The Last of Us.
Absolutely, all the sort of mellow guitar sliding in there, and then some shocking stuff. And there is sort of like a biological element in here where flowers are growing where they shouldn't be, and it really reminded me of The Last of Us.
It's really exploring biology and metaphysics and the universe and quantum reality and what really is humanity. And I don't know, that kind of, it's the psychological stuff that gets me. Blood and guts movies, I just go like this, ooh, but movies like Mother and Annihilation take me someplace within myself that is very uncomfortable. And I was thinking, for any younger people out there, even older people who are doing drugs still, going to see this movie, it is going to mess with your head.
Well, the other thing too is that it's so visceral, you know? And I think that video games, I don't want to say that he lifted right from The Last of Us, but it feels
I felt like that too a lot, though.
Right,
so,
but I don't know if it's because we're such, you know, students of video games that we're thinking about them and talking about them all
too
that
much.
But, but I feel like everybody is, you know, every savvy media enthusiast out there is paying attention, and I feel that video games have sort of lifted the veil on how far we can push these moments. You know, they get really gritty, and The Last of Us is one of those games where it's just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this and doing this, and we have that kind of feeling in this movie. There's moments where you're like, holy shit, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Exactly, you can't believe what you're seeing, and you can understand why the studio was so nervous to release this. They're like, oh my God, we've got something. We got a hot potato.
Yeah.
It's so brilliant and so horrific. And put it this way, we were walking out and somebody said, hey, what did you think of the movie to some friend of theirs? And the friend is like, I hated it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, this is that kind of, you know, diverse.
It's going to be polarizing for
sure. Very polarizing.
I think it's absolutely beautiful, the way that it's filmed, and you know, there's lens flares galore in this thing, but there's an artfulness.
Use of colors and flowers growing on things, and it's creepy.
You know, special effects and visual effects, but also just the framing. I mean, he did an amazing job with Ex Machina too. That was a gorgeous movie that
messed with your head as well.
Messed with your head and wasn't very expensive, and it feels like this one also wasn't incredibly
they went
expensive.
To a forest and just set it up really nicely and did some really, really good storyboarding for this film. I'll say that, and kept it a very tight thing, and every shot was meticulous.
Yep. And Portman's an amazing actor, and she knocks it out of the park, just like she did with Black Swan, and some of her more recent work. And it just makes you think, what the hell happened with the prequels? You know,
it's not Natalie Portman's fault. Can't we get over the prequels? You know, like after The Last Jedi, you know, some of us are liking, you know, like the prequels a little bit more out there. You know, like that movie's still like. Anyways, we're not talking about The Last Jedi again. We're moving on. We're moving on. This is honestly, and I'm saying this right to the camera. This is the reason why I go to the cinema.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, for movies like Valerian, I'm a big science fiction fanatic,
Me too.
And I was tortured in the theater watching this. I was like, I can't take. I want to run out.
Which means it's working.
It means it's working.
That's
exactly.
what you want. You want to be
want.
taken somewhere, and you want to feel like it's twisting you, and it's and like
poking
beating
me.
you over the head.
Oh my
and
God!
Shocking you and scaring
I know.
you, and like you care about everybody.
So many emotions.
Yeah.
And that's the other women there. They're all dealing with their own stuff, their own journey through into the core of whatever this is, and we're not going to ruin that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think the ending may be a little flat for some people.
Yeah, and it echoed a little bit of what happened with Ex Machina a little bit.
Yes, it did, didn't it? Yeah, very much.
I want to get into all of that, but that's spoiler territory.
No.
I think this movie, you got to go see it. If you're watching Film Fury, you're one of us. And you want to go see this movie. If you're a gamer and you like cool science fiction trips and stuff like that, you're going to dig this.
And you may not have to wait that long. You can just watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, it'll be
for free.
On Netflix for soon. Well, not quite for free.
Yeah, but well, you pay for Netflix. Yeah, but you know, if you have Netflix, it's on. You can sit, you know, in the comfort of your own home and watch this and be taken on a terrifying ride. I was talking to my wife I just got out of the theater, and she's like, "How was it?" I said, "My nerves." She's like, "I don't want to see it now. I'm scared." I'm like, I was mentally scared.
It does torture you a bit, but you will not take your eyes off the screen.
No.
And you're not going to forget Annihilation. What are you going to give it?
This is going to be crazy. People are going to be like, what? I am going to give this movie a 9 out of 10.
I'm right there with you.
Yes.
I think it's an excellent movie. 9 from me, too.